Hey, welcome to my journey into another weigh-in video. I'm out here on the porch. It is chilly. I got my house coat on, but it's 49. The other morning, last week when I wanted to come out, it was 40 and it was way too cold. It's just brisk this morning, I guess is what we'll say. But I wasn't sure how this week's weigh-in was going to go. I'm stuck to that, because I'll tell you. What was that, motivation on Monday? That was the day I got motivated. So from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no motivation whatsoever. And I'm going to tell you, yesterday, we'll talk about yesterday in a minute. Let me just tell you. So this morning, I weighed in at 248.6 for a loss of 1.8, and that puts me at 128.4. I wasn't sure, cause is 3 days enough to make up for the other 4 in a week when you have to weigh? I don't know. Ooh, you can see the coffee steam. Is that my breath? You can see my breath too. Oh, exciting. But I did good Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday. This is Thursday. I did Monday and Tuesday. I did good. If I'd done good yesterday, because I don't think what you eat one day is going to show up on the scales a loss or a gain the next day. I just don't think that's how it works. Science could prove me wrong, but in my mind, I don't think that's how it works. It takes sometimes the next week before it shows up. You can do really bad all week and it not show up on the scales until next week, because you did really good, but you still had a gain. So that could have been the week before. So, but I don't believe what I ate yesterday showed up today. I don't think I don't know. I could have lost more. I don't know. But yesterday, I wasn't filming to begin with because I started the day out wrong. I had my rehab evaluation. Ooh, she stuck it to me. My knee is hurt right now so bad, because I've done my exercises. She's given me 5 exercises to do 5 times a day. 5 times a day. My other home health, I only had to do 2 times a day. I told David, he said 5 times a day. I'm like, yes. So I thought I better get on in there this morning and get started if I want to make time. So I did them, and ooh, I'm paying for it. She was really nice though, and very thorough, and she explained things to me and explained what I was doing and what it was affecting. She didn't just say, let's do this exercise. She talked me through it and told me all about it, so I know the reasoning behind it, and I know why it's hurt in certain places. She would say, okay, where's it hurting? I would tell her. She goes, good, that's exactly where it's supposed to. So she agreed with the doctor. If it ain't hurting, you ain't doing it right. She said that is only for knees. She said shoulders, necks, arms, hips. She said none of that. She said that pain is pain. She said, but with knees, you have to feel that pain to know you're getting that stretch, pretty much. That's not her words, but that's what you have to do, because that's what we're doing. We're stretching those muscles. We're strengthening, you know that word. I can get it out of my mouth. Getting them stronger. So that's what we're doing. And I was laying there on the table and I did one. I said, it hurts up here in my thigh. She said, well, why it hurts up there? She said, it's going to be sore for a good while. She said, because they put this big old tourniquet on it. I'm like, really? She goes, yeah. She said, they don't want blood squirting out everywhere. So I guess not. And I just declared I heard something. Maybe it's my TV, but it sounded like something. Listen, I think I'm the only one awake on this block. So anyway, I did that. So I'd go 2 times a week up until the day before surgery. I think I have rehab on Thursday before my surgery on Friday. I'm pretty sure I do, because I have it 2 times a week the whole month of November. And she come to the week of Thanksgiving. I said, my son's getting married that week. I said, but I don't know what day. And my therapist was walking around. She goes, what did you say? And I told her, she goes, well, they just got to work around you. I said, well, you know what? They really are, because I got to do this, and I've, said, when are y'all getting married? They ain't called to find out nothing. I don't know if they're just going to wait till that week or what. I don't know. All I know is I got a reception to do that Saturday, and that's my concern. But my 2 times that week, no matter what day, is early, because a lot of my days are like 7:30 or 8:15, because if she had them open, I took them. Because when I wake up, I like to get my stuff done. When I get up, no matter what time of day it is, I want all the stores to be open, all the places of business to be open, because that's when I want to do my things. I don't like waiting. That's why, I hope and pray this next surgery is in the morning, because if it's in the afternoon and I gotta wait around all day before I go to the hospital, I'll be a mess. Not nervous from the surgery, because I'm excited and I am ready. Just anxious for having to wait, because I'm not patient. Not in the least. So anyway, I got that done, and I was gonna tell you something else. What else was I gonna tell you? Holly, dear yard sale. I don't know if I talked to y'all about that or not. I think maybe I did. I tell you what, when I see that little boy over there, he's a teenager. I just can't get over it. When they moved in, he was just that little baby. I just can't get over it. Hard to believe you can have some neighbors for 15 years and never speak to them. Ain't that ridiculous? Stuck up. The man across the street is stuck up. David went out a couple weeks ago, and he come in, I can tell you what he said. Long story short, some people he's not had nothing to do with. I said, who? He said, that man across the street. I said, wow. He said, because he was walking out to check the mail, and this when I was laid up and I couldn't drive or nothing, because normally when I'm driving, I'm out and about, I'll drive through and check the mail. So he was walking over and checking the mail. And that man, he said, I was sitting on my chair, and he was over behind the couch, just not far. He said, we was as close as me and you. And I told him, hey, how's it going? He said, he just turned around and walked the other way. I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, well, I've waved at them before and they just looked at me. So, I don't know. What did we do? We was here first. We didn't interlope on them. They interloped on us. That whole row of houses interloped on us. Cause I was getting my porch and gonna sit here and look out at the woods, see deers come across, cause we've seen deers come across, and you get rabbits and all kind of things you get to see coming in and out of the woods. And boom, just within a week's time, it seems like, when we broke ground on our porch, they broke ground on that over there and started building houses. My whole entire life has been woods, obviously. So, yeah, they the interlopers. I mean, there's my little neighbor across the street over there. Don't know them neither. Now my cousin does. I was talking to my cousin on the phone the other day, and she said, now them people up there in Lindora's house, which it ain't her house, it's where her house sat. That's my great aunt. Both our great aunts. No, actually it's her aunt, because she is the daughter of my great aunt. So she's still my cousin. I don't know how you do that, and remove this and that and all that. She told me what she did. She's a nurse, and she works nights and sleeps during the day. She told me what he does, and I can't forget. And he works hard. I said, how do you know these things? She said, oh, I'm up there. I'll talk to him. I guess she'll drive her lawnmower up there to mow the hill or something, because that hill up towards their house is her property. Their property just goes just a little bit, and then it's my cousin's property. So if I need to know something, I just get on my cousin. She'll let me know. She let me know about the people that lives across the street in front of her. I know their business if I need to know it. It's funny. It seemed like there was something else I was going to tell you before we started talking. Lord, this thing hurt. We're not going to talk long. I'll tell you what, because sitting here with it all being up like that, I ain't trying to have it. Of course, it does keep it stretched, you know. I thought we would do these. We hadn't done these in a very, very, very long time. And it's been a very long time since I bought them. They are affirmation cards. This is just the thank you card, whatever. So one side has an affirmation on it, and the other side has a question. Well, I turn them all around so the affirmations are on one side because I'm not asking us questions. They're like, you know, deep thinking questions. Some of these affirmations are deep thinking things and not really something to talk about. But I thought we hadn't done a good, let's talk about something, you know, on the fly in a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, which they're in no particular order because I ain't read them. I've turned them all around, but I didn't read them. I've only cut through these a couple times that we've talked about. Like I said, some of them you just can't talk about, so I'm going to just cut like that. And if it ain't something that we can talk about, I'll go on to the next one. Let's see if I can read this. What? Oh, that's all the questions, so let me turn it over. I am responsible, driven, and organized. Well, how do you talk about that? Oh, school bus. When it turns right in front of the house, it gets loud. But I don't know how to talk about that. That's an affirmation that you can look in the mirror and say. That's not like a discussion, so I'm going to cut through again. Fingers crossed. If not, we'll just sit here and read affirmations all day, and you can take down the one you need. I must got these backwards. Oh, I'm got them on the wrong side. My gosh. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Oh. I am absolutely worthy of every good thing that has happened to me. Oh, I can relate to that. Because sometimes we think we are not worthy. Have y'all ever felt that way? Have you ever thought, I'm not good enough for that good thing to happen to me? Well, I have. Listen, I need to zip this up and quit yanking on it. Let me do this. I have, because I ain't been perfect in my life. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't been perfect. And I ain't been good my whole life, as in a good person. I haven't. I ain't just sit here and lie to you about it and tell you that I've been good my whole entire life. 61 years of goodness have just flowed from my veins. No. They don't now. Cause I'm just gonna tell you I can be bitchy. Ain't no reason to mince words about it. You shouldn't laugh about that. But sometimes, now let's be honest. Sometimes it's a mean bitchy, but sometimes it's just a funny bitchy, just because you're being snarky and just kind of making a joke or something. So that's not really, well, it is, but it's like in a funny kind of way. You know what I mean? But my whole entire life, I've gone through periods of time where I've not done good things. I've not thought good things. I've not like put out good vibes. I've done things I shouldn't have done, but good things have still happened to me. Of course, bad things have happened to me. And, you know, you can turn that around. You can think, well, this bad thing happened to me and I deserved it. No, I think probably not. Unless you're like, and I'm going to put a qualifier on it. Unless you are like a murderer, a rapist, a child abuser, those types of things. Now, I believe they get what they deserve. And what they deserve is just the evil of what comes to them, because they are evil. I'm talking about just doing just not the right thing. Not harming people. Like, I ain't been that kind of person. Not physically, maybe my treatment of people. I've not always been the kindest person. I mean, I really have, but I haven't. Does that resonate with anybody? I'm not being out of my way to be unkind, but there's times that I've not gone out of my way to be kind. So, Lord, that little girl telling that boy something. The little brothers and sisters, she over there telling him something. Did you hear her? So there are times that I have thought, yeah, you deserve that. Maybe to degrees. There are degrees that we deserve things. Degrees that maybe are payback for some of the things that we've done or thought, But like the card says, we're worth the good things. So even if you've not been the best person, we're still worth good things. I think everybody, with the exception of those people I listed, I don't think they're worth anything good. I don't. Y'all can disagree with me all you want. I will not change my mind. They are not worth anything good. This affirmation is for regular people. And take regular in any sense that you want to take it. People that are not those people I listed. I will repeat myself. They are not worth anything good. I'm sorry. They're not. Well, us people that have not committed those terrible, terrible, heinous acts, we are worth good things. We are created with both good and bad in us. And a lot of times, I don't want to say we do choose, I don't want to, we do choose how we act, but sometimes we kind of don't. Sometimes I would hate to say instincts, because our not good instincts take over, but they do. They do. We're human. There's your bottom line. We're human. I guess you could say that about those heinous people too, but I ain't. Listen, I stand firm on that hill. But no matter what we've done, how we have acted, unless we are just truly a nasty, nasty person that has never done a kind thing or said a kind word, unless we are Scrooge, then we are worthy of the good things that come our way. Like, I'm worthy of these needs. I could say, okay, some of the things you've done in your past, X, Y, Z, you're not worthy of anything good. Well, I am, and you are too. You have done things that you wish you hadn't, but I think there's the saving grace, is that you wish you hadn't, because that shows your conscience. And I think a conscience, I'm not talking about those other people, a conscience is your saving grace, because I think a truly bad person doesn't care. They're nasty, and they don't care that they're nasty. If you've done things, not even nasty, if you've done things that, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get up from here. Let me stretch this out. If you've done things or acted certain ways, if later on you're like, I probably shouldn't have said that, or I probably shouldn't have thought that. Nobody knows. We have thoughts in our head. Nobody knows except us. Nobody else floating around this planet knows what's in our head. So we can have thoughts in our head, and then we come along and say, that was not good. You should have not thought that. That's a conscience. And I think a conscience saves us from being just totally rotten. That's where we show that we're not the bad person that we think we are, because sometimes we get it in our head that we don't deserve good things because, like I said, X, Y, Z. But we do. We do. We're worth it. We're a learning and growing person our whole entire life. At least I hope we are. I hope at 61 years old, I was going to say 61 degrees. At 61 years old, I hope I am not through learning and growing. Because my gosh, what's the rest of it going to be like? Just, you know? We need learning experiences and growing experiences, and that's learning skills or learning how to treat people or learning how to control our emotions, because sometimes our emotions will make us do things, and those things we can't always control. I have let my emotions run me more than once in my life. Let me just tell you. I used to fly off the handle like that. Did you see me blink my eyes? You see how fast that was? That's how quick I fly off the handle. I was a powder keg waiting to blow. Now, I will say some of it was my personality, and some of it was, things that had happened to me, circumstances that I found myself in. It can, there is a nature versus nurture. I was not nurtured to be that way. I was nurtured very loving. Old school bus. But I was nurtured very loving. But things happened to me that put like a time bomb in me. And it took me many years to figure out how to navigate that time bomb. Did that time bomb and all those acting out times, does that mean I'm not worthy of good stuff? No. That means I was in my learning process. I was in my growing. I was in the journey of growing as a better person. And I think I did. I think I turned into a better person. I still have my times, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, like I said, I'm human. Our emotions carry us. Our emotions make us do all kind of things. And emotions are something that's another whole card we could talk about, learning to control our emotions. I have learned a lot. Sometimes they still take over. Sometimes I get this way, that way, and another way. But I'm learning better how to rein them in. So having emotions, having bad thoughts, doing things I shouldn't have done that were wrong, doesn't mean that today, sitting here in front of you, that I don't deserve good things. And it does not mean that you don't deserve good things, because you do. You think back to your life, and I'm sure you can think of more good than you can think of bad. So why wouldn't you deserve good things? Why? What have you done in your life that makes you think you haven't earned good things? Well, you know what? We can sit here and we can play back that 61 years. We can put that movie on, which, you know what? Sidebar. I wish I could put a movie on of my life. There are things I would love to remember that I have just forgotten. I have forgotten so much about my children's childhood, and that makes me cry. I've told y'all how many times my memory is terrible. I would love to tell y'all more stories from my childhood, from my past adulthood, from even me and David, from our life. I would love to tell you the stuff, but I have forgotten way more than I remember. But the part that bothers me the most is my children. So we can go back, what I was saying was we can go back and play that movie and say, you did that wrong, that wrong, that wrong, that wrong, that wrong. But if you find more good things in there, then surely why wouldn't more good things come to you? You get what you put out. So maybe there's the lesson in this whole talk. You get back what you put out. And what you put out to the universe is going to come back to you. So Now, as a child, I won't say the things that happened to me as a child is what I put out because I was a child. We're talking about as an adult, what we put out will come back. So maybe that's why some of the things happened to me in my adulthood that happened to me because some of the things I put out. Maybe that's, like I said, that's the lesson for us to learn today. Let's start putting out good, start putting out positivity. That's where I really, I hate to keep rocking. I come up here and talk to you and then I come back. Like you're sitting here with me and I got to lean up and talk to you. I got to be more positive because, I'm a negative Nelly. I believe in jinxes, and if the bad worst can happen, it's going to. And don't believe in anything good, excited, because then the worst thing that can happen is going to happen. And if you don't expect it, when you don't get it, then you're not got too far to fall back in your sadness. I know, isn't that ridiculous? So, whether I've got a moral to this story or not, which I don't think there has been a moral to the story, the card is, I am absolutely worthy of every good thing that has happened to me. So all the good things that has happened, you're worthy of them. You are worthy. You are worthy of the good that is going to happen to you. Don't ever get down on yourself thinking that you are not worthy, that you are not. Now, we can critique ourselves as in we could be better people. Maybe we could be nicer. I don't want to say more fun to be around because that's not a quality. What I'm trying to say is happier. Happier, we can put out more happiness than grumpiness, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because I tell you what, there's some grumpy people in this world. There is some grumpy people in this world, some grumpy McBumpies. I just thought of that. Have you ever run into them in public? Oh my gosh. You know what? Them grumpy checkout people, I know some of them don't want to be there. But when I say something sweet and nice and jovial to a checkout person, I kind of like them to return the favor. They don't always do that. But, you know what? Doesn't mean they're not worthy of good things either. That's probably just a bad day. They might have had a fight with their spouse before they come to work and it's still playing on their mind. Maybe they don't get paid at that job for another week and they're trying to figure out how to feed their families. We got to try to put ourselves in other people's shoes. We can complain about it. I mean, obviously, to ourselves, we can be like, blah, 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 you know. But we still have to try to think the other things that could be going on. And I guess that's in all parts of the public when we're out and about, even though people are just rude these days. Sometimes it's hard to put yourself in their shoes. We're not going there because we could talk about how people act all day long. And then we wouldn't be nothing but grumpy McBumpies. We're not trying to be that way. We're trying to be all nice and light today. So that's all I'm gonna say, because I got to get up off this chair. I got to get in there and stretch this leg. Oh, she did tell me that ice it up 3 times a day. She said, "Are you icing?" I said, "No, I quit." She goes, "That icing will help that swelling in there." I said, "Okay." She said, "Ice at least 3 times a day." So I got to go in there and make me some more ice bags. It's 1 part water, one part alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Of course, you might could use liquor. I don't know. I ain't got none, but you probably could because that's alcohol. I don't know if the other stuff in it would work or not. But alcohol don't freeze, you know. Liquor don't freeze. If you want your liquor good and cold to make you a drink, pop it in the freezer. It ain't gonna freeze on you. If you're scared you're gonna ruin some liquor, you ain't going to. Listen, that's where I keep my cough medicine that I make out of rock and rye. I keep it right there in the freezer. Honey, makes it go down better. Let me just tell you, if you want some for the winter coming up, I probably need to make some fresh because that's been in there for so long. Because we don't, knock on wood, we don't get sick much. We don't get them coughing sicknesses much. But I'll tell you what, that'll kill all the germs in you going down. You drink that stuff, it is rough. But you can make it any kind of way you want to make it. Peppermint's the worst way. So that's how you should make it. You know what I mean? That peppermint gives you a through your nose, through your sinuses, and just a good burn going down along with that liquor. Get you a bottle of rock and rye, just the cheapest old rock and rye at the liquor store. Get you some peppermints, just the regular old red and white Starlight mints. You can break it up and drop them down in there, but you're not going to get too many in there unless you pour some of it out. I keep mine, you can keep it in your liquor jar, but I keep mine in a mason jar, just a quart mason jar. So what I would do is, I would just pour the whole bottle into a mason jar and just dump you a good old handful of candies down in there. I wouldn't put it in the freezer yet because you want your candies to dissolve, and I think they dissolve better at room temperature. And now you can put some lemon drops in there if you want to, lemon drop candies. If you want to do that, I personally don't like the lemon. I don't know if you can do honey lemon, which I just think the peppermint works better. And just sit it there and just shake it around, a time or two a day until all that peppermint dissolves, and then pop it in the freezer. And when you get sick, take you some few swigs of that. Child, it'll cure what ails you. Let me just tell you, good as Granny's rheumatiz is. So that's all we're going to talk about today. You're worth it. You're worth it. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know when I'm going to see you. I ain't got no Dollar Tree haul for you or nothing, unless I go out shopping today, which very well could do it. Who knows? All right. Well, I'll just see you when I see you.